Scenario. My team leader's boss came to me and asked my opinion on my horrible team leader. Okay, so my boss's boss. One of my opinions. So what do? Praise him to make the team look good and maintain my relationship with the team leader, or tactfully tell the truth and build a relationship with my boss's boss?
That's a good question, isn't it?
I think so.
That's a really tough position to be in.
Yeah.
Because you have to be careful and you have to be balanced. And there's a couple things to think about. First of all, no one likes rats.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
No one likes rats. But at the same time, you kind of also have to think about what's best for the team. On top of, and kind of the opposite of no one likes rats is no one likes brown nosers.
No.
But at the same time, you have to build relationships up and down the chain of command. And one of the toughest things about this, and what you have to be so careful about, is that you don't know what kind of relationship the boss and the team leader have. You don't know. On one end of the spectrum, they could be friends. So if you say something bad about them, that's going right back to the team leader, and you're gonna have a hard time.
Worse position.
You're in a much worse position.
Yeah.
Also, they could be enemies, and supporting the team lead to the boss could actually make you look stupid, right? Make you look bad. And it's important to say here: is it the optics of like, I don't want to look bad? Is that what I'm talking about? Because that's what I just said. Like, it'll make you look bad. It'll make you look stupid. The reason that you're trying to look good is because you want to do a good job, because you want the team, because you want the mission to succeed. That's what's important. And you don't care. I don't care if I have to eat crow. I don't care if so I don't mind looking bad if it's for a good reason. I don't mind my ego taking a ding if it's for the right reason. But this could actually hurt the way I do my job, because now my boss's boss thinks I'm kind of an idiot. And so that means when comes time for promotion, even though I might be the best guy, I'm not getting promoted because I was the guy that was too blind to see that my team leader was an idiot.
Yeah.
So I would be very careful and fairly neutral in what I said, especially to start with, right? So, if the boss says, "Hey, how's that team leader doing?" My response would be like, "Oh, we get the job done." That's so non-committal, right? Well, what about the team leader? Is he a good leader? I think he's got a pretty good hold of what's going on, right? So there's room to interpret that in any direction, really.
Yeah.
I think he's got a pretty good hold, or I think he's getting a hold of what's going on. Or another one would be, well, hey, how's your team leader? Well, I think our performance kind of shows where we're at. Right? So you're not giving away, and those are like I said, those are subtle and those are very open things that you could respond to, and I think the more your boss probes, or the more the team leader's boss probes, the more you could open up a little bit, still with caution, but as you see what the boss's opinion is, you could open up a little bit more and share a little bit more of the truth very tactfully, or you could go in the other direction, right? If he says, "Oh, that's my best guy, and I've known Bill forever. Yeah, I brought him here, and Bill's he's going places." So are you going to derail that guy? You can, but you're probably going to derail yourself too.
Yeah.
Because that guy has a legitimate relationship with him. So that's a tough situation, and I would say the best thing to do in this situation is remain as neutral as possible. And again, you know what? There's someone that's listening to this right now that's going, "Oh, Jocko's kind of a wimp. And if I was there, I'd just tell the truth." Okay, so let's talk about that. Let's talk about what happens, because I've been in that situation more times than I can count, where my boss was kind of an idiot, and I get asked by his boss, "Hey, how's this guy doing?" So let's say you rat him out. Well, does that mean that the boss gets fired immediately? No. It just means that your team is less respected. It means that you get less support. It means, and if you do get ratted out, by the way, where do you end up now? You end up in a bad situation where your boss knows that you ratted him out to his boss. You're hated.
Yeah.
You're hated. So I want to win. Let's go back to that point. I want to win. So does it help me win if I rat out my boss or if I rat out my team leader to my boss? Does it help me win? It could. It could if your boss happens to be completely aligned with what you're thinking. He also happens to have a replacement ready that's more squared away. That's another thing. You get rid of one bad team leader, now you get a new team leader. How do you know him? Who's that?
Yeah.
Who is that person? Where'd they come from? The devil's, what is that saying? The devil you know is better than the devil that you don't know. So if I have a team leader that's not doing a good job, whose fault is that?
Mine.
Yeah. I can help my team leader, especially if my team leader is weak. I can help them become strong. I can help teach them tactfully, not stepping on their toes. I would rather than rat my team leader out up the chain of command, I would rather fix my team leader. I would rather help my team leader become better. Support them. And by the way, when you do support your team leader and they become better and now they do come up for a promotion, what do they know in the back of their mind? They know that you helped them. Yeah. They know that you got them there. Guess who's getting promoted now? You are. Now, why am I so concerned about getting promoted? Is it because I want to outdo everyone else? No, that's not why.
Because you want to win.
Because I want to win. I want the team to win. And if I thought that you, Echo, would do a better job if you became team leader instead of me, I'd be like, hey, I appreciate it, but Echo would do a better job than me. He should be the team leader. So, and also, if you're real, this is what happens. If I'm really a person, this is what I'm getting at. If I'm really a person that really wants to get promoted and that's my main goal, I want to get promoted, that's my goal. What do I do with the team leader?
Rat him out.
I throw him under the bus. So that's the person that we all hate.
Sure.
The person that rats out the team leader, that says, oh, that guy's doing a terrible job, I do a much better job, and gets that guy fired and now I get promoted. What do we all think of him? Yeah. We all think that guy's a turd. Yeah. Now, as opposed to someone that says, you know what, our team leader's weak, needs help, needs support. I'm going to help him. I'm going to support him. I'm going to do the best I can.
Wait, are you saying to tell the boss this, or just have that attitude?
Yeah, just have that attitude. Like I'm not gonna throw him under the bus. Now, if we have a guy that's horrible, that's tyrannical, that does a horrible job, that abuses people, then we get to a situation where you say, you know what, boss, there's some problems.
Yeah.
So if you have that one, which doesn't really, well, this guy says horrible team leader. So if this is a horrible team leader that's irredeemable qualities, and it's negatively affecting the team, because he kind of makes it sound like make the team look good. So there's still a possibility that the team is doing okay, even though they have a horrible leader because they got such good troops. I would see that sometimes. A platoon has a bad leader, but there's great guys in there, and the platoon leader is smart enough just to be like, okay, I'm going to let them kind of run with it. Yeah. They'll be successful.
Yeah.
So my goal usually is to help the person above me in the chain. Well, it's always to help the person above me in the chain of command. Can you get to a situation where someone is so bad that it's negatively affecting the whole team and you can't win because of their position? Yes. Well, then you need to step up and do something about it and say something about it. Do it tactfully. Do it slowly. Don't overcommit to your statements early on, because if you do, you might say something that is out of line. So it's a tricky situation. There's no definitive answer. You have to weigh these things out.
Yeah.
Generally, if you can help someone win, you're going to win. Generally, if you help someone win, you're going to win. If it's so bad that they're just bringing down the whole team and you cannot win with them in that position, you might need to say something.
Yeah, especially if everyone on the team kind of feels the same way, it's going to be a little bit easier to be like, hey, and be straight with it.
But even if everyone, if we have the gang mentality, right? Like, hey, man, the boss sucks. You know what? Team leader's horrible. He doesn't know what he's doing. Hey, guys, you know what? We could sit here and complain about it, or we could actually try and make him a better leader.
Yeah.
What do you guys think of that? And then, because hey, we could try and get a replacement for him, but at least he listens to us right now, or whatever. At least he understands the job. Hey, let's try and prop him up. Let's try and let's get rid of him, but let's get rid of him by teaching him a lot so he gets educated, so he can move on and get promoted, and then we'll have a good relationship with him.
Yeah,
and then the team will get more support, and then we can do our mission better.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess you kind of got to understand what makes him a quote unquote horrible leader,
For sure,
right?
for
so
sure.
like, what if I don't like him because I don't like his tie? I don't know. I don't like his hairdo. You know, I just don't like him. We don't come from the same side of the tracks. I don't know. Whatever
well,
the thing.
One of the things that would be like if the guy's arrogant, right?
Yeah.
The guy's arrogant. Well, how are we going to bring him down?
Yeah.
How are we going to bring? Well, how we not bring him down, like bring him down from his job, but how are we going to bring down his ego?
Yeah.
How are we going to mellow him out? You know, and that could be a long project.
Yeah.
That could be a long project.
Yeah. So just like how you said, is it damaging the performance kind of thing?
Yes, that's the most important thing. Is what is our performance like?
Yeah.
Can we bring this guy around?
Yeah.
Good question. I'm sorry, there's no definitive answer, but at the same time, leadership is an art.
Yeah. And why did
it's an art and science, but it's an art.
Sure.
And this is a case where the artistic part is going to be more important.
Yeah. The dichotomy, art and science. Remember on Bloodsport how he called martial arts martial science? He called it martial science. The guy, what is his name? Sensei Tanaka. Come on, bro. Bloodsport. Van Damme.
Yeah, no, I know what the movie is.
Yeah, he called it martial
I'm
science.
not familiar with that. Too familiar. Even as a kid, I thought those movies were really cheesy.
Yeah, it was kind of cheesy.
Like
kinda
so,
made it
like
fun.
a lot of MMA. Well, I guess from my age, MMA guys. You know, I was into Bloodsport. You know,
Yeah.
Even when I was a kid, I wasn't thinking Bloodsport was like legit. I don't know why.
I thought it was. Remember the part where the dim
I
off
thought
on the bricks?
I thought Rocky was more legit.
Yeah,
Like,
Rocky
hey,
was dope.
Yeah, I thought that Rocky was more legit than Bloodsport for me. Bloodsport seemed fake.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess.
Right?
It just seemed extreme, I guess. Because plus, I think with Bloodsport, the rumors circulated that guy was real. Like, that was real, you know? And so you're like, oh, sure, it's a movie, cool. Made it fun, but it was real in real life.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. Again, I wouldn't say I hated Bloodsport, but like I haven't seen it enough to know that the guy referred to martial arts as martial science.
That was early in the movie when Van Damme's teacher.
You know, it's your typical movie, right? There's a guy, he's getting beat down or whatever. He goes through his training process. There's a montage, like in Team America World Police. There's a montage, training montage, and then he comes back and wins.
Badass.
There's like most of your fight movies.
Yeah,
you know,
then
montage.
He gets beat down early. You know, he trains, he becomes awesome, but then there's the arch enemy who's trained too, but still a bully, and he has to beat him. Same thing with Karate Kid.
But you're leaving out the montage part.
Yeah.
The training montage.
Yeah.
Which is very important.
You're the best. Or no, that's Karate Kid. You ever seen the movie Never Back Down?
No.
Okay, so you'll never watch this movie. It's
MMA, right?
It's
because
MMA.
I remember when it came out.
Yeah. But it's basically Karate Kid.
Yeah.
It's literally like Karate Kid, but just MMA now. And a little bit more cheesy. Maybe a lot more cheesy. I thought it was good, though. I enjoyed it. I watched it more
Doesn't
than once.
he learn from a master jiu-jitsu guy or something?
Yeah, Brazilian guy who is played by an African guy. The guy on, you remember Gladiator? You know Gladiator, right? Russell Crowe.
Yeah,
and you know the black guy in there, the African guy?
Vaguely.
Yeah, he, you know the one. His main friend.
Yeah,
he's the guy, but he's the Brazilian guy.
Oh, okay.
It doesn't match because it doesn't have a Brazilian accent.
I was going to say, how's his Portuguese accent?
No, still African. But nonetheless, you know, on paper it might seem cool, but it came out kind of cheesy.
Oh.
I liked it though. You know, they overemphasize like all the things, like he goes to the party and the party's just crazy. Yeah, anyway, look into it. Nonetheless, yes, science and art, I dig it. You kind of have to, back to the question, you have to kind of wonder why the boss is asking your opinion too. Is it just a general probe, like, hey, how you guys doing? How's the boss doing? Kind of like that? Or is it, we have some concerns about your team leader. What up? You know, kind of thing.
Yeah, and even that, you got to be careful.
Yeah.
Because they could lead you down that path. Maybe
they're probing you.
Yeah, maybe the team leader said, hey, you know what? I don't trust this guy.
Yeah,
see what he says about me.
Yeah.
Right? And then you go in and you go, hey, you know, I've heard some bad things about this guy. What do you think of him?
Yeah,
I'll tell you what, you're right. That guy's a turd.
Yeah.
A turd with ears. Yeah.
You guys used to say that stuff. A lot of team guys say turd.
That's
a team thing, huh?
I think it came from Buds at some point.
Yeah.
It was you'd get called turds
Yeah.
quite a bit. And then a person that was kind of maybe just not a very good individual would be a turd with ears.
I never heard that one.
Yeah.
In Hawaii, they say doo-doo boy. Same thing.
Doo-doo boy?
Doo-doo boy, yeah. But obviously not in any kind of discipline setting.
We got one more question.
Yes. Next question.